There is one word on a fast food menu board that tells you exactly what you are about to eat. Millions of drivers pass it every day without registering what it means. That word is patty. Under USDA labeling rules, the name printed on a poultry product has to reflect what that product actually is. Whole muscle chicken can be sold as a fillet. Chicken that has been chopped, bulked out with other ingredients, and pressed back into shape gets a different name. Usually that name is patty. Under a 1/4 inch of golden breading, the two look identical. They come out of the same stainless steel fryer basket at almost the same price. The ingredient panels tell a very different story. Before the list starts, you need 2 pieces of information. The first is the line between chicken and a chicken product. Real chicken is whole muscle, never ground, mechanically separated or blended with plant protein. The moment a manufacturer works soy protein, oat fiber, whey, or potato starch into the meat itself, the product is being extended. More volume in the wrapper, less bird. The second is solution. Raw poultry is routinely injected or tumbled with water, salt, and sodium phosphates long before it reaches a restaurant kitchen. Phosphates lock water inside the muscle, so the finished piece stays heavy under a heat lamp. Federal rules require that percentage to be declared on the label. You will hear numbers like 15%, 18%, 24% in this video. That is not seasoning. That is weight you are paying chicken prices for. Here is what changes everything. Once you know those 2 rules, an ingredient panel stops reading like a list and starts reading like a confession. Number 10. The Culver's Crispy Chicken Sandwich. Culver's built its identity on Wisconsin dairy country and small-town kitchens. Its chicken comes from Springer Mountain Farms in Georgia and gets cooked to order, which is more than most chains can claim. Then you read the fillet. That crispy chicken contains hydrolyzed soy protein and hydrolyzed corn protein, alongside torilla yeast and modified tapioca starch. Those are not breading ingredients. They sit inside the meat. Hydrolyzed plant proteins do 2 jobs. They add a savory depth the tongue reads as meatier, and they stretch the product further. The homestyle image is real. The homestyle ingredient panel is not. Number 9. The Arby's Crispy Chicken Sandwich. Arby's has spent a decade telling America it has the meats. The crispy fillet inside its chicken sandwiches is the same base product used for its tenders. Alongside chicken breast with rib meat, that fillet carries hydrolyzed corn protein, dried chicken broth, lactic acid, and modified food starch. It also carries whey powder, the same dairy protein sold in plastic tubs at supplement stores. Whey binds water and smooths the texture of a formed product, which is exactly what an identically shaped fillet needs across thousands of restaurants. Pull one apart on the paper wrapper. The break is smooth and even, with no grain to it. Whole muscle chicken does not tear like that. Something worth keeping in mind as we climb this list. The sandwiches get more processed from here, and the 2 worst offenders are the 2 you have almost certainly eaten. If you want to see where this ends, subscribing takes a second. Number 1 catches almost everyone off guard. Number 8. Dairy Queen's Crispy Chicken. Dairy Queen describes its strips as all-white meat tenderloin chicken. That description is accurate. It is also incomplete. The strips are classified as fritters, and that word matters legally. A fritter is a formed product rather than a whole cut. Up to 18% of each piece is a solution of water, salt, sodium phosphates, and hydrolyzed soy protein. That last ingredient removes any doubt. Hydrolyzed soy is a meat extender, and once it enters the muscle, the product no longer meets the federal definition of 100% chicken. Close to 1/5 of what you are chewing was mixed in a tank. Number 7. The Whataburger Chicken Sandwiches. Whataburger is close to a religion across Texas, and its crispy fillet holds up better than most of what appears here. The company's own paperwork is harder to look past. The standard crispy and grilled fillets contain up to 15% solution. The spicy fillet contains up to 24%. Nearly 1/4 of that piece is water, modified food starch, sugar, maltodextrin, citric acid, and natural flavoring. The strips go further, built with isolated soy protein, which makes them an extended product rather than pure chicken. Then there is the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, at roughly 2,430 milligrams of sodium. Federal dietary guidance puts the daily ceiling at 2,300, an entire day spent before the fries hit the tray. Number 6. Subway's grilled chicken. Subway sells itself as the alternative to fried fast food, and grilled chicken is the centerpiece of that pitch. Its published ingredient list shows chicken treated with a solution containing soy protein concentrate, declared at 2% or less, along with modified potato starch, maltodextrin, sugar, and vinegar solids. Soy protein concentrate is an extender, so the grilled chicken does not qualify as 100% chicken. This is where things get complicated. In 2017, a Canadian broadcast investigation reported DNA testing suggesting Subway's oven-roasted chicken was roughly 53% chicken DNA. Subway called the report false, ran its own tests at 2 independent labs, putting soy near 1%, and sued for $210 million. Set that dispute aside entirely. The company's current label still lists a plant protein inside the meat. Number 5. The Zaxby's Signature Club Sandwich. Zaxby's has a devoted following across the Southeast, and its chicken fingers are whole tenderloin. Nothing has been extended here. The issue sits somewhere else entirely. Published nutrition data for the Signature Club with Zax sauce lists roughly 2,680 milligrams of sodium in one sandwich, alongside 720 calories and 40 grams of fat. The FDA's daily sodium reference value is 2,300 milligrams. The American Heart Association recommends most adults aim closer to 1,500. One sandwich, no fries, and no drink clears the federal ceiling on its own. You can feel it afterward. That faint mineral film across the roof of the mouth an hour later is the body asking for water. For men past 50, this is not academic. Sodium sensitivity climbs with age, and the same group is the most likely to already be managing blood pressure. That is where the problem begins. Number 4. The KFC Chicken Sandwich. KFC's extra crispy filet, the same piece used across its chicken sandwiches, contains up to 18% water by the company's own published label. That solution carries rice starch, salt, onion powder, potassium and sodium phosphates, and a natural chicken flavor assembled from maltodextrin, autolyzed yeast extract, chicken fat, and dehydrated cooked chicken. Read that last ingredient again. Dehydrated cooked chicken is added back into raw chicken, so the finished piece tastes more like chicken. That is what happens when 18% of the muscle has been replaced with water. Flavor gets diluted, so flavor gets manufactured and reinstalled. Elsewhere in KFC's documentation, certain chicken products are described as chicken breast fillets with rib meat and binders added, carrying up to 25% solution including soy protein concentrate. Binders added. 2 words doing an enormous amount of work. The next 3 are worse, and they are the 3 ordered most often in America. Number 3. Jack in the Box. Not one of the chicken items Jack in the Box publishes is 100% chicken. Once you get under the breading, the crispy fillet in the premium sandwiches contains yeast extract, soybean oil, MSG, and silicon dioxide, an anti-caking agent that keeps powdered ingredients moving through industrial equipment. Buttermilk solids go in on top of that to hold moisture in the meat. The cheaper items go further. Nuggets are bulked with soy protein concentrate, fried chicken patties with modified food starch. There is that word again. Patty. Number 2. The McDonald's McChicken. The McChicken has been on the menu since 1980, and on the surface it looks harmless. 390 calories, 560 milligrams of sodium, genuinely lower than nearly everything else in this video. The problem is not the salt. The problem is the sequence. McDonald's publishes the McChicken patty ingredients in this order: boneless chicken, bleached wheat flour, water, vegetable oil. Bleached wheat flour is the second ingredient in the meat itself before any breading is mentioned. Ingredients are listed by weight in descending order. Flour outranks water inside that patty. McDonald's disguises none of it. The company calls the product a McChicken patty, and that word has been sitting on the wrapper the entire time. Now look at what the same company calls its other sandwich. The McCrispy is built on a chicken fillet. Same fryers, different word, different product. Number 1. The Burger King Original Chicken Sandwich. On the menu since 1979. Long, oblong, soft breading, folded slightly at one end to fit inside the bun. That shape is the evidence. Chicken does not grow in that shape. Every one is identical because every one was pressed in a mold. Burger King's published ingredient list for the original chicken patty opens with boneless chicken breast with rib meat. then water, then isolated oat product. Isolated oat product is oat fiber. In meat processing, it is classified as an extender. Its job is to add volume and hold water, which lets a manufacturer use less chicken while producing a patty of identical size and weight. The sandwich is then cooked in oil containing dimethylpolysiloxane, a silicone-based anti-foaming agent the FDA permits, in frying oil at up to 10 parts per million. The same compound turns up in industrial lubricants and caulking. None of this is illegal. All of it is disclosed. And almost none of it appears on the illuminated menu board above the register. So which chicken sandwiches survive the label test? 3 of them do. The Wendy's Crispy Chicken Sandwich. The patty ingredient list runs 4 items long. Chicken breast with rib meat, water, salt, sodium phosphates. That is the whole list. There is no soy protein, no oat fiber, no hydrolyzed corn, and no modified food starch worked into the meat. The phosphates are still there, still holding water. But 4 ingredients from a chain that size is the shortest honest list in mainstream fast food, and the sodium sits among the lowest of any crispy chicken sandwich on a national menu. Raising Cane's. Cane's sells one protein. Chicken tenderloins, the strip on the underside of the breast the poultry industry treats as a premium cut. They arrive fresh rather than frozen, get marinated, and are hand-breaded when the order is placed. You can verify this without reading a single document. Bite 1. The meat separates into visible fibers running in one direction. A formed product cannot do that, because those fibers were destroyed before it was shaped. The sandwich is 3 of those fingers on a bun. Easy to audit, which is the point. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Boneless, skinless chicken breast with rib meat, pressure cooked in refined peanut oil. The fillet is genuine whole muscle, and the fiber structure proves it. This is where the story turns one final time. In 2014, Chick-fil-A promised chicken raised with no antibiotics ever, and finished that transition in 2019. In March 2024, the company reversed it. Chick-fil-A now uses a standard called no antibiotics important to human medicine, which permits animal antibiotics when birds become sick. The stated reason was supply. It could no longer source enough chicken meeting the original standard. Tyson Foods made the identical change 8 months earlier. The sandwich itself carries 1,350 milligrams of sodium, MSG in the seasoning, and dimethylpolysiloxane in the peanut oil. Real chicken and clean chicken are 2 separate standards, which leaves the question this video has been building toward. If extenders, solutions, and phosphates are this widespread, why does the industry keep reaching for them? The answer sits in a federal court file in Denver, Colorado. In February 2021, Pilgrim's Pride, one of the largest chicken producers in the United States, pleaded guilty in a Denver courtroom to conspiring to fix prices and rig bids for broiler chicken products. According to the Department of Justice, the conspiracy ran from as early as 2012 into 2017 and affected at least $361 million in sales. The court sentenced the company to a criminal fine of roughly $107 million. 10 poultry executives were indicted across the wider investigation. Tyson Foods separately paid $221.5 million to settle civil claims. Chicken is the most fought-over commodity in American food. When the input cost is contested that aggressively, water becomes the cheapest ingredient on earth, and every phosphate, every gram of oat fiber, every percentage point of solution is a margin decision made years before that sandwich reached your hand. None of this requires anyone to stop eating fast food chicken. It requires one habit. Before you order, search the chain's name and the word ingredients. Every company named here publishes the document. Read the first 4 items inside the meat. If a plant protein, a starch, or an oat product appears before salt does, you are holding a manufactured product. The word fillet means something else. Both of them have been printed where you could find them the entire time.